That's got to be the best pirate I've ever seen. So it would seem.
Hello everyone and welcome to Action RPG. I'm your host Aaron, and for today's video we're headed to the world of Shadow Gambit, the Cursed Crew. This game actually launches, at least at time of recording, tomorrow. I think it actually says 19 hours until the planned release date. And when I was doing my normal research, I came across a full IGN review for this game launch. And again, I planned on watching it, so I thought, why not watch it together? Welcome to the Lost Caribbean. In this stealth strategy game, join a ghost ship with a living soul and assemble a cursed pirate crew. Embrace magical powers to defy the menacing army of the Inquisition, who stands between you and the mysterious treasure of the legendary Captain Mordechai. Now, this is a single-player RPG. I did not plan on playing it unless this video sells me on it, okay? Like most people, I think, I got an affinity for pirates. I think pirates are pretty cool. And this isn't a sponsored video. Let's see what it's all about. And we're off. All right. Cursed Crew.
Controlling a team of 3 pirates in real time, your job is to fulfill a few stealthy mission objectives on island maps thick with enemies, civilians, and set-piece features.
Okay.
Every one of the 8 different islands is an example of the diorama-type design that Mimimi has become known for from Desperados 3 and its Shadow Tactics games. These
islands
moving
remind me of Lost
tapestries
Ark.
aren't just pretty scenery, but stealth puzzles for you to solve, and ingenious knots of patrol routes and stationary guards to tactically unravel. It's also by far the most accessible game I've ever played in this genre, with varied mission times allowing shorter play sessions and a lot of easily tweaked difficulty settings. On a basic level, Shadow Gambit follows in the footsteps of the Commandos games. You maneuver your hand-picked crew around, using their powers to evade, outwit, and take down guards before, often hilariously, hiding their bodies in convenient bushes and the like. It's not fully real-time, in that you can also use shadow mode to pause, give an order to each of your crew, and then unpause to execute those commands simultaneously. You do all that in service of your mission in the
Starting off, visuals feel pretty good. I like the aesthetic. I like the visuals.
Lost Caribbean, a magical island chain in an alternate version of our own world's golden age of piracy. This is a strange place, one where the dead rest uneasy and some return to life as undead cursed, and are inevitably forced into a life of piracy. That might make it seem like you're the bad guys, but trust me, the Inquisition that's chasing you are zealous jerks. Take as evidence that non-violent civilians are perfectly happy to watch your rotting crew murdering the Inquisitors and never once snitch on you for it.
That was pretty cool. Sucked the dude into the cannon, then you're gonna like shoot the guy. That was kind of neat.
Wait, we're on your side.
It's a setting tailor-made for rip-roaring, high-seas adventure, which is just what Shadow Gambit provides. The frame of the story is simple. You're on a quest to revive the legendary ghost ship Red Marley. But the tales told within it and the characters that act it out are delightful. I was a bit lost in the world's details at first, but after plowing ahead for a while, I found a lot of delight in the vicious and decidedly unhinged Inquisitor villain, as well as the pirate mythology and deeply strange world building Shadow Gambit kept throwing at me deep into the 25-ish hour campaign. Even within the campaign, each island is a place you visit more than once, and they're intricate enough to justify that. Take Angler's Bay, a ramshackle town built on an island where a massive magical leviathan was drawn onto land and slain. The level itself has distinct areas you learn to love or avoid, and those are miniature challenges in and of themselves. The graveyard is one, the open sight lines of the docks another, and the dense multi-level slums a third. Know your mission is going to go to the slums? You'll want one that's good at moving up and down the rooftops. The docks? Bring a crew that can swim.
Move like water.
It's telling that the only real flaw in Shadow Gambit I feel compelled to call out is where it could have reached further but didn't. For example, some levels change depending on the mission, and every map has a daytime and nighttime version that play differently. Strategies like putting out a torch obviously don't work during the day. Despite that, I did find myself wanting slightly more dynamic responses from the enemies. I'm not even talking about something on the level of IOI's Hitman series, but it'd be nice if the enemy deployed extra patrols or was just a bit more cautious after finding dead bodies around. The tools available to you while
Enemies are idiots. Basically what he is saying. Enemies are idiots.
you play are a remarkable feat of design that make it difficult to go back to any other stealth tactics game. You can quickly and easily highlight interactables and guards with a single button. You can see the view cone of any given guard, which is easily understandable as either striped for partial vision or filled for full sight. The most useful of all is the ability to tell exactly who can see a given location or character, drawing a yellow line between their eyes and the spot in question. I never felt like I didn't have the information I needed to make a plan, and that's an empowering sensation that's at the heart of a good stealth tactics experience. You may not have the feeling of really being there as the mission goes down as you might in a first or third person game, but you're still planning and executing the heists, assassinations, and intelligence gathering. It's a mastermind simulator, one that creates the illusion of being an incredibly clever planner even when you mess up so badly you've got to reload a save and try again. Part of that's down to the fact that quick saving and reloading is an in-universe power that characters comment on.
We can start from here again.
Incorporating save scumming into the game design pays dividends in the moment-to-moment.
Makes you feel better about dying over and over again when the character calls out your save. Okay, that's interesting. I should have said something earlier. I know I said the visuals look good. The details of these maps look pretty incredible. Looks really good.
Play because even when I had a few moments where I forgot to save for a while and had to redo a big chunk of a level, the sheer options available to tackle a scenario make replaying them a lot less repetitious than it can be in other games.
Those skeletons.
The 8 characters are each uniquely designed and delightfully voice acted.
I thought you'd never ask.
Everybody has their own storyline, both in the form of a mission or 3 and in goofy side stories aboard the Red Marley itself that take place between other missions. I was a pretty big fan of those, working as they did to flesh out the crew, the ship, and the personalities behind each pirate.
Yeah, I know. The turtles always have it better than you do.
Just as importantly, every one of them behaves slightly differently, from attack speed to whether or not they can swim or climb, and they each have 2 unique abilities from the start and are later bolstered by an unlockable upgrade or third power. For instance, our navigator Afia has the power to blink teleport and freeze guards in time.
That's
Ship's
cheating.
Dr. Suladi's botanical prowess lets her sprout instant cover. And the noble Pincus von Presswald can use ghostly possession to take control of an enemy. My favorite, though, is Mr. John Mercury, the ship's carpenter.
Aye.
He's a jolly lad who loves to sing, drink, hang out with his fish Sir Reginald, and do otherwise righteously piratical stuff. He's also able to sink into a nether dimension and drag enemies down with him. A handy power, especially when Sir Reginald pops out to distract baddies for you. Also up there is Gael, the Red Marley's master of cannons, whose magical gun can suck up and launch other characters, good or bad. She's a great example of where Shadow Gambit encourages you to use its variety of strange powers to break its scenarios. Gael can just shoot people up walls, skipping entire chunks of levels, or bypassing the puzzle around taking down a guard on a tower. Her cannon-based melee attack upgrade is also the source of one of the funniest single animations I've seen in a video game.
I hope you don't struggle with confined spaces.
In a further brilliant move emphasizing character variety, Shadow Gambit has a system to ensure you don't get too comfortable with any given crew composition. Each mission earns points towards new upgrades, and the longer a crew member has been out of rotation, the more bonus points you get when you finally cash it in and bring them on a job. The end of the story, let me be clear, isn't the end of the fun. After you beat the campaign proper, you're able to keep going to replay missions and finish skipped side quests, as well as reveal a full list of all the hidden achievements and challenges to hunt down in missions. I enjoyed all that so much that I've spent another 10 hours just fooling around in missions I'd previously done to try out challenges and alternate paths. Always the mark of a good stealth game. And I'm definitely going back for more challenges and unlocks.
That sounds
Shadow
pretty fun.
Gambit, The Cursed Crew, is a peak example of the stealth tactics genre from a studio that is clearly mastering its craft. Its mission structure is spread across excellently entertaining levels with rich detail to find and master, while characters shine with voice performances, endearing humor, and colorful art that both delight and impress. With innumerable ways to approach its levels and an extremely smart integration of the practice of saving and reloading into the world's fiction, it's firing on all cylinders in all categories, except perhaps enemy AI. Frankly, I don't know anyone I wouldn't recommend it to.
Not too shabby.
An amazing
check-
score. Look at that. Visuals, great. The throwing the enemy in the cannon and shooting him or your ally, great. Feels like a good game. Haven't played it. Can't say that I recommend it, but everything I saw did not give me any red flags. The question is, am I going to play it? And as of right now, I'm going to say no. There's one thing on there that it is missing, and that is multiplayer. Lately, if it's a game I can't play on the podcast, if it's a game I can't play with the community, those single player titles have been sidelined because I like multiplayer. It's almost like 99% of what I play now. But that doesn't mean this is a bad game. That doesn't mean this game is not for you. That's the video. What are your thoughts on The Cursed Crew? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. As always, 2 asks at the end of the video. Ask number 1, I'm hoping today is the day I have earned your subscription. Hoping today is the day you make the decision to push that little red button. I would really appreciate it, but of course, only if you think I deserve it. Ask number 2, check out the Patreon. Thank you to the first 80 members that have signed up. Become an instant ARPG VIP and get Patreon exclusive content at the first link in the description. And don't forget, this coming Sunday, I fly to Germany for Gamescom with EHG, and I'm going to be posting and streaming lots of exclusive Patreon-only combat content from Germany. So it's going to be a whole lot of fun. First link in the description. Hopefully you're entertained or at least learn something. Aaron, out.